When I thrive, you thrive. When I falter, you falter. Or worse. But I've been here for eons. I have fed species greater than you, and I have starved species greater than you. My oceans, my soil, my flowing streams, my forests, they all can take you or leave you. How you choose to live each day, whether you regard or disregard me, doesn't really matter to me. One way or the other. Your actions will determine your fate, not mine. I am nature. I will go on. I am prepared to evolve. Are you?
Yeah, in fact, like I wanted to screen this video at the end, but fine, it's fine. Actually, there is one more video, Nikita, that is She is Alive. She is alive. But it's good, like you understood that we can remain or we can disappear, but nature will be there. Nature will be always there. That's what message I wanted to give you. But it's okay. But now I wanted to screen another video that is She's Alive. First link, Nikita, YouTube first link. This also I wanted to share with you, but it's okay. I wanted to share in between my presentation, but it's okay. This message I actually wanted to give you. Or if you want, I can do it from my end. Shall I try? Right. Right, this one. Yeah, this one. You can stop now. Yeah, so you could see that Mother Earth is telling she's nature, she's complex, she's finite, she's beautiful, and you could see so many beautiful animals and plants like her children. But then she's hurt. Why she's hurt? Because her children, they want more and more and more and more. They have become so greedy. They are not respecting her other children. These homo sapiens or human beings, they have become so dominant that they're not worried about their other fellow beings or other animals, and they have become so greedy that they are trying to exploit all the resources on nature, and she's hurt. So why it is happening like that? uh, I think, Nikita, I will share from my side so it will be easy for me to operate. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let me try. If I can't, then I will tell you to help me. Yeah, this is my slide. You can see. All of you can see my slides, Nikita?
yes, ma'am, I can see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We saw that she's alive, unique, finite, complex. She's supporting life, but she's hurt because we are exploiting or over exploiting her resources. See, initially in ancient time, human being used to live in harmony with nature. Mostly they were hunting or doing agriculture or using wind energy, or slowly they started using water, running water, and then fossil fuels and energy resources. They started digging wells, and they started digging mines and using coal, and it kept on going, and so-called development, and slowly we started over exploiting the resources. So, and main thing is why Mother Nature is hurt is we want more and more and more and more. We are not happy with one house. We are not happy with one dress. If you, like, all of you go and see, including me, how many actually dresses we need? We may need 4 5 dresses for usual college, and 2 3 party wears, and house maybe 2 3. But how many we have? We may be having hundreds of dresses, more clothes, more food, more houses. I have seen that advertisement where that person says, "Darling, shall we go by our car?" So we are not happy with small car. We want big car. We want more. I don't want to live in apartment. I want to live in house. I want to live in
Guys, she'll be joining in some time. Everyone, turn on your videos, please. Welcome back, ma'am, but I think you're not audible.
Ma'am, you're not
Hear
audible.
me? Yeah. Sorry, there was some problem with my
No,
connection. It
Okay, no
connected, and
problem.
now I'm talking from my mobile. So hope it is clear now. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah. Okay.
we'll be sharing the screen, ma'am.
Yeah. Please do that. Yeah. So next slide, please. Yeah. So I already discussed that she's alive and she's unique, she's finite, complex, and she's hurt because we are becoming more and more greedy, and we are exploiting her resources, and we are also not caring about her other children. Can we have next slide? Can we have next slide, please? Yeah, and next. Yeah, so I told you that we are becoming more and more greedy and we need more. And you may ask me that if I have purchasing power, what is your problem? Like, why can't I go? Why can't I have my own helicopter, or why can't I buy more cars, or why can't I have more properties? So answer is, friends, resources are limited and our wants are unlimited. If we keep on going like that, soon we will not have enough resources. As there is one advertisement in TV that small boy tells his father that, Daddy, I want to, when I become old, I want to have cycle repair shop. He says, why? Why do you think so? That he says, because by that time there will not be any petrol remaining, and there will not be any cars on this earth. So we need to understand that though I'm having purchasing power, I need to restrict my, I need to understand that what is my want and what is my need. And I understand that I may be talking completely opposite what is taught in your business school. They will be telling you that more production, more business, and more customers and more advertisements. But friends, we need to understand that we have to have limit for everything, because if we keep on producing things, nothing will be left. Forget about next generation. Usually I have to say that, please save resources for next generation. Now I'm telling everyone that please save natural resources for your own existence, because you must be aware that what is happening in Africa. They are running out of water. They are going to uh, like some places where they can get water on ration, like 50-liter water per day. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So another greatest challenge. One thing we understood that over exploitation of resources is the major thing. And another challenge is population, overpopulation. This population may not be a problem in developed countries, but developing countries, population increases a major problem, because we have carrying capacity of our each area or each place. So if we keep on increasing population, definitely natural resources will be less and our demands will be more because of increasing population. Next slide, please.
Ma'am, you can switch off your video if you're not comfortable.
I can switch off my video.
No issues, ma'am. You can switch off your video.
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Can you please share the slides?
It's already shared.
Okay. So as I told you that population is increasing and our uh, demands are also increasing. Next slide, please. Is it possible for me to share the slides? It will be easier for me. Okay, no issues. Please start. Okay, so uh, what is the answer for that? What do you think? Can economic development or technology is the answer for this, or exploitation of the resources, or what is happening to our earth? What do you think? Is economic development and technology is the only answer? Yes, up to some extent, green technology or economic development, sorry, green technology is up to some extent is answer for all these problems. But definitely, economic development cannot solve all these problems because nature is supreme. Next slide, please. Nikita, if you give me 1 minute, I will share my slides on my screen and I will try to do it from my, because I have got so many slides and I need to go fast because every time if I keep saying next slide, lots of time will go in that. Is it okay to have 2 minutes break and let me share my slides from my screen? Or but here, I don't know how to do from mobile. No, they said you cannot share the screen camera. No, I don't think it is possible from mobile. Okay, fine. You can show the
Guys, sorry for the inconvenience. Sh- the lecture will start like in some time. The guest will be joining in a minute.
I'm so sorry for this. I'll just share my slides and start again. I'm really sorry. I was telling whether
No
technology
issues.
can solve all the problem, but I must admit that sometimes technology is very important to connect. Okay, let me share my slides and start.
Not an issue, ma'am. We can start.
Yeah, share screen. Yes. Can you see my slides?
Yes, ma'am. We are able to see.
Yeah, shall I make it? Yeah. Okay, I'm extremely sorry. So I was telling that can technology sort out all the problems? So I told that up to some extent, yes, technology can sort out some problems. For example, you mostly this green technology or green technical solutions. Yeah, but friends, we need to understand that nature is supreme. A simple, very, very simple process called photosynthesis can't be emitted in laboratories. If we can do that, we can have factories of rice, wheat, mangoes, bananas, and then we don't really need land to do agriculture. So you need to understand that technology can't sort all the problems. Up to some extent, we can sort out some few problems, for example, renewable energy or cleaner or greener technology or green fuel. With that, we can sort out some problems. But we need to understand that nature is supreme and we need to respect nature. Even we can't mimic simple things like mother's breast milk formula. There are many alternatives available in the market, but they are not exactly as that of mother's milk. So doctors keep telling that breast milk is important. Another thing, blood. Can you make blood in artificial laboratory? Is it possible? No. So that is why we conduct so many blood donation programs. So we need to understand that nature is supreme, and then usually whatever we get free of cost, we don't have value for that. We get free, uh, like free air, clean water, food, and medicine. So many things we get from ecosystems, and we really don't have value for that because we are getting it free of cost. So UN scientists together, they had made one exercise. They started calculating all these ecosystem services globally per year. Like, it is very difficult to really put value to all these ecosystems, but they started doing that, and they understood that it is, when they calculated, it is almost $70 trillion per year. Can you imagine this figure? 17 trillion dollar per year. So as I told you, it is difficult to calculate this everything in monetary terms. But as you know, everything is business, and our politicians or decision makers, they all understand only when we put some monetary value to all these ecosystem services. So nature's wonders, many of you uh, must be aware, like how these migratory birds, they come from miles together. They come from Iran and Siberia, and they come during winter, they come at the same place. Like, we don't know how they can sense the direction, from where they get this much energy to fly miles together. And BNHS and many organizations, they have done some like bonding, and they could understand that same bird is coming from those countries to India in winter at the same time, and so many miles. How they can reserve their energy, we don't know. There are so many other wonders. Now, since we have lost time, I will just skip this slide. I just want to understand you to understand that nature is supreme, and we really cannot do everything whatever is possible, or whatever nature has already created. So we need to understand that what we have not created, we don't have any right to destroy that. For example, movement of snakes. We don't know how snakes are walking without legs. These lizards are walking on wall. Can any company can do some shoes where you can walk on walls? No, so far nobody is able to do that. So with that understanding, let us move ahead, that nature is supreme, and we are just a tiny part of the nature. So are we really happy because of this modern development? Because of Corona, we are not that happy. Yeah. So nature has shown us what it can do, whatever technology and whatever medicines and vaccines. 1 year, from last 1 year, we are hiding in our houses. Even this webinar we are taking online. So again, nature has taught us lesson that nature is supreme. Whatever advanced medical science and whatever you do, new and new organisms and viruses are coming. It can be nature's way to control human population. We don't know. So we are not really happy. Corona is recent thing. Before that also we were not happy. There are so many issues. We are not getting enough water. This picture is from Rajasthan, where these all ladies, they have to walk miles together to get water. So there is a water scarcity. We are 80 countries of the world are suffering from serious water shortage. Many people do not even have safe access to safe drinking water. In India, 60,000 villages, we don't have proper drinking water facility. Air pollution, we all are aware about what is happening in Delhi. It is becoming a gas chamber, and people are like, no, some people are there even buying oxygen cylinder. So all these facts you are knowing, so I'll just skip because we have lost some time. So soon what will happen? We may have to carry oxygen cylinder. This cartoon explains it everything. Global warming, we are aware about what is happening to because of global warming. Current level is at 380 ppm, and scientists are telling once we reach 500 ppm, there will be point of no return. Impacts of global warming, we know many islands have already sunk, agricultural loss, famine, drought, suddenly somewhere floods are coming, some islands are sinking, and so many problems. Most of us, we are already aware about global warming and its impact. Many species are disappearing from the planet. So recently something happened in Uttarakhand. People are telling it is a natural disaster. But friends, if you see it carefully, it was a man-made disaster. When we cross the boundary, when we tamper with when we play with nature, definitely something like this is going to happen. You people might have seen Kedarnath film. You watch Hindi movies. So have you seen Kedarnath film? In that they have nicely shown that what happens when you play with, when you cross the borders, and when you start building buildings on the river banks. So this is what is going to happen. What happened in Chennai? What happened in Kerala? Kerala floods or Chennai floods. Though it looks like a natural disaster, actually somewhere it is a man-made disaster. Kerala people, that Madhav Gadgil had given a wonderful report, but nobody followed that. They said it is not a realistic report. It is against development. It is against people. Finally, when people really had problem, and when they understood that wherever he had said that sign manning should not have done, this was should not have done, those areas are more affected. Hunger, this is another problem. We are not happy. Many people, 1 billion people suffer from hunger. And because of this green revolution, our agriculture also has gone down. Farmers are committing suicide. And instead of solving farmers' problems, now I don't know whether I should talk in this forum or not. Farmers are still doing protest. They are not happy. They are committing suicide. Corporates are more favored in our country. Already there is a monopolization of corporate companies like Monsanto and GM crops and all this environmental health impacts because of GM crops. And farmers are committing suicide because they are looted by these corporate companies. And we are again and again favoring more and more corporates. So this is a big topic and separate discussion. So we can have some off the line discussion on this. So pesticide pollution, like many of you might have heard about Kasargod, what happened because of endosulfan, and there are cancer trains. Just for cancer patient, there is a special train which is running from Bhatinda to Bikaner. So you can understand that what is the impact of pesticide. I just want to tell you that because of all this so-called modern development or green revolution, actually this all development they have done to make our life more happy or easy, but in fact we are suffering more because its consequences are too bad. That time, because of green revolution, they thought they can produce huge amount of food. Yes, up to some extent they did that, but later what happened? Because of these pesticides, many people are still suffering from cancer. Still that endosulfan area, all, like you can see, many people have got these genetical problems. You can see this kid with such a big head is born, and still people are suffering with cancer or many other diseases. So can we call this as a modern or sustainable development? Are we happy? So slowly already our planet is dying. Deforestation, see, 76% of species we have already lost in freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. You can see all these figures. We know what can happen when we lose forest. Like forest, as I told, for forest give us so many services like oxygen, water, and many other things. I also told you about the $70 trillion services. So every single day we are losing rainforest, that is almost per acre, uh, 1 acre per second. Then we are also adding so many people. So this is the endangered Indian wildlife. You can see I'm skipping these slides because we will not have enough time to complete the presentation. You see what is happening, how much waste production is happening. We don't have enough land where all this waste can go, because already we are losing lands to these waste dumps. Waste generation, Mumbai, 7,500 tons, Coimbatore 600 tons, where all this is going to go? So in short, we are not very happy because of this modern development. And mainly reason is we are over exploiting resources, our wants are unlimited, and we are becoming more and more selfish. Another reason is overpopulation, carrying capacity is low and population is increasing. So we are not happy because another thing, we are not understanding what is difference between real happiness and materialistic happiness. What is difference between standard of living and quality of life? So nowadays people are not only thinking about economic growth, but they are calculating happiness based on happy planet index, where life expectancies and experienced well-being and low ecological footprint is also considered. And because of this, by this index, Bhutan is considered as a happiest country because they are more green and clean and happy country, and they don't go for so-called this thing of modern development, path of modern development. So most of you must be knowing what is ecological footprint. So we are overshooting the biocapacity. Like ecological footprint is more than the capacity of earth to regenerate new resources. Ecological footprint is the amount of natural resources, that is food, water, fuel, fiber, land we need, and forests we need to absorb our carbon dioxide or pollution. So what is happening? Our ecological footprint is becoming getting more than the capacity of regeneration of our earth. So ecological footprint is more than biocapacity of our earth. So what will happen? Soon we will require two planets, but we have only one planet. So what is going to happen? Some people who are having more muscle power will get more, and some those who are little less muscle power will get less, or they will not get anything. So I already discussed that why we are in trouble, because natural resources are consumed at a very rapid rate and we do not have enough biocapacity. So there is again problem between developed and developing countries, because demand is not even. Developed countries consume at much faster rate because developed countries have got more population, and developing countries are having more population, and developed countries consume at more faster rate because their lifestyle is lavish. It is materialistic lifestyle, and they what to say, their ecological footprint is very high than the people in developing countries. For example, they want AC, they want a car for each individual. So their ecological footprint is very high. It's very materialistic and lavish and consumeristic lifestyle. And what is happening? Unfortunately, we developing country people, we are blindly following that lifestyle without thinking what is going to happen to our planet. See, even if global warming or whatever is happening in one country, it is not going to affect only that particular country. It is going to affect entire globe. Another thing that human, sorry. So what should we do? We understood that we are not happy. Planet is suffering. All resources are getting over exploitation is happening, population is increasing. So what should we do? Can we go back and live in the forest? It's not possible, right? We have some minimum needs. So answer is sustainable development, where development where these demands of future generations also are taken into consideration. Development with minimum impact on environment, and where there is inclusive development of all the sectors in the society. For example, this Narmada Dam, Sardar Sarovar Dam, day by day they are increasing height of that Sardar Sarovar Dam. What is happening? Huge amount of energy is produced, but number of people, they are getting displaced. Huge amount of area of forest is going underwater. And those people who are already displaced are not even getting proper compensation. So can we call this development as sustainable development? So nowadays, even like UN, they have this Millennium Sustainable Development Goal, where economic growth is given equal importance. Sorry, social and environmental factors are given equal importance as that of economic growth, because we need to understand that unless we save our environment, we are not going to grow, because resources will get over. So here, this is another model which I want. This is actually core theme of my presentation today, that we can't go for economic growth without conserving environment, because you take anything or everything, whether it is water, whether it is food, timber, all these elements like whether it is cement or aluminum or steel, you name anything which is required for development, everything comes from environment. So if you do not protect environment, you cannot have society, because we are depending upon environment. If we do not protect our environment, our existence itself will be in question. And if there is no society, how can we have economy? So it is not other way around. We need to protect environment. So I think this is three nested dependencies model produced, or Excel model, which is produced by IUCN, which is more realistic model than even this three pillar model or bottom line, triple bottom line model. But at least if people think about this three pillar model, we can really achieve sustainable development. So I already told you that we cannot do business on a dead planet. First, we need to understand that our livelihood is depending upon environment. So we need to save environment, not for our sake, but not for environment's sake, but it is for our sake. We saw that first video, which I was planning to show you now. That was Mother Nature says that I can evolve. I don't need you. We human beings were not there on this planet few years back. And even if something happens or human being becomes extinct, Mother Nature will be there. She will evolve. Some other species will be dominant. Sometimes maybe cockroach. Why I'm telling cockroach? Because you can see cockroach can survive anywhere. Yesterday I saw even in this oven, I could see cockroach alive, and even in fridge. So who knows, after a few years, cockroach will be the dominant species and human will get wiped out. So we need to, everybody says, please protect nature, please save nature. We really don't have to protect nature or save nature. We are not that superior to do that. If we do not do that, one day we will be wiped out. We will be gone. And we need to understand that. So like all the time we are thinking about vikas and development, and do more and more production and marketing and consumers, and how we can, and there is one video, very beautiful video. If you get time, you please watch that, Story of Stuff. In that he says that all these advertisements, they keep on telling you, your this is not good, your computer is not good, your shoes are not good, you are not looking good. So you keep on purchasing more and more and more things, and where all these things are going to go, and from where it is going to come, because natural resources are limited, and finally you are going to dump all these things. Every time new computers come, some slight modification they can do, and say that put a new, but they will make a totally different model. So what will you do with old model? You have to throw it, and where it goes. So we need to understand that we can't do business on a dead planet, and not protecting ecosystem is like sitting on the tree branch and cutting the same branch. You might have heard that story of Sheikh Chili. Okay, so development at the cost of whom? I already told you. This is the Hanu's story. I'm going to skip because we don't have time. I'm so sorry, because of this technical problem. I am not able to tell you what exactly I had decided. But I'll share my slides and notes with you. So similar story where I worked in Dahanu, which I was planning to share, like how, like what is exactly sustainable development and how this one thermal power plant came in that area and they ruined entire area, and Dahanu is actually eco-sensitive area. So this video I was planning to show you, but that if we get time at the end, I will show you. So pathway towards sustainability. So we understood what is problem. Now how we can achieve sustainable development. Most of us, we know that water is a major problem in our country and other countries. So water conservation is must. Watershed management projects, you might have heard of this Tarun Bharat Sangh, Rajendra Singh. Rajasthan is such a dry area, but he has made wonders there by watershed management techniques and by reviving old traditional water conservation systems, then rainwater harvesting systems, and even dry area in Rajasthan now has become very green. I'll share some slides with or videos with Subramani, my student, who was very brilliant. He must be getting bored because he has heard all these things many times. So you can take from him. Then India, like everywhere, we get at least 40 centimeter rainwater. 80% of India. So watershed management and rainwater harvesting is must. Then we can go for eco-friendly methods of sewage treatment plants. There is like 80% of the wastewater is directly released in sea or rivers. And whatever sewage treatment plants we are having, they are highly energy intensive. So we can go for conventional wastewater treatment plants, which is also called as constructed wetlands or root zone treatment, where lots of plants or even sometimes bacteria are used to convert waste into pure water. This DRDO has found one bacteria from Antarctica, and they are even using it in trains. That you can see that biocomposting or some different kinds of toilets in train. So there they're using this biodigester bacteria. So here all these green technologies can definitely help us to solve these problems. Then renewable energy. We have sunlight, which is unlimited and free of cost, and which is renewable. Only thing is we need to have proper technology and innovation to develop cost-effective and efficient system. There are many projects, successful projects in Arizona, in US, and you might have seen even in Cochin airport, the entire airport runs on solar energy. There is one Dharnai village in India where the entire village is self-sufficient. They don't need electricity from government. They are doing it on solar energy. Then there is wind energy, then biomass energy and geothermal energy. We can adopt all these sustainable practices. Sustainable farming, yes, traditional agriculture. Because of traditional agriculture, you can also get rid of all these chemical fertilizers and pesticides and their impacts. And also indigenous varieties are resistant to pest and they're adaptable to climatic condition. So sustainable farming is one of the best option. Bhutan is 100% organic. And even many states in India are adopting organic farming. Sikkim is almost 100% organic. Kerala is trying to go for organic. So organic farming can also bring lots of happiness in our life, because we are not understanding that every day what we are eating has got some or other kind of poison. Now, if I tell you that what rice you are eating has got slight poison, will you feel happy? But we are not realizing that actually it is having slight poison, and direct impacts of that poison on our health is not established. So we are happily eating that little poison every day. So Bhutan, I already told you that it is a best model of sustainable development. Fortunately, I I got opportunity to visit Bhutan, and I could see how happily people are living with nature and this organic agriculture, and it is a most sustainable model of development. There is a TED talk on sustainable development by Bhutan's Prime Minister. I have given YouTube link here. You must watch. I have already shared this PPT. You please watch that because in this such a short time, I am not able to cover everything what I want to say. I already spoke about this Millennium Sustainable Development Goal. So what is happening mainly? I come to this your business or corporate sector now. Uh, most of the companies are now following their, like initially they were only worried about their economic performance or financial performance, that is GDP or economic growth. But now they are following all these Millennium Sustainable Development Goals, or they call it as a sustainable reporting. They want to have green image for their company. Few are doing in real sense, few are just doing greenwash, but most of them are following this green developmental goals or sustainable developmental goals during their business. So they are adopting cleaner technologies, cleaner fuel. Like for example, they are going for gas instead of coal. Then many corporates are going for green buildings. Now soon green building will become mandatory. Green building, you must be aware that in the while building that construction thing, they are trying to reduce usage of water and electricity, and they are going for eco-friendly paints and eco-friendly plants, and they are trying to reduce the impact. Then most of the corporates are reducing their greenhouse gas emissions by different operations. They are trying to conserve water, energy. They are going for renewable energy. They're trying to minimize their waste. And there is one wonderful concept called industrial ecology, where the waste of one industry is used as a resource of another industry. So this is a closed loop system where you see in nature also nothing is waste, everything is utilized. Waste means, for example, even when plants and animals are dying, bacteria are decomposing that, and again it is going back to soil, and those nutrients are again used by plants. So this is called as ecosystem, and same ecosystem or ecological system, closed loop system, is nowadays adopted in industrial sector. So in that they use waste of one industry as a resource material or raw material for another industries. And many industries, they are using recycled material. Then product life cycle approach, I'll come to that later. Then fair trade, like companies like to do business only with ecological or environmentally friendly companies. Then most of the companies are going for sustainability reporting. This is life cycle assessment. I told you, like from raw material extraction, from material processing, manufacturing, assembly, product use, and disposal. At every stage, every stage, they try to minimize the impact on environment at the every stage of the production. That is called as life cycle assessment and cradle to grave approach. And during each process, they try to reduce carbon footprint, ecological footprint, water. They try to use renewable energy at the each process. This I already told you, circular economy and linear economy. Circular economy is the same thing what I told is closed loop system. Then industrial ecology, here you can see this oil refinery, sulfur, whatever sulfur byproduct is, waste is used for chemical plants. Then heat is used for district heating, and then coal power plants, steam is used for oil refinery, and water released from oil refinery is used for coal power plant, and fly ash generated from coal power plant is used for cement. So here you can see the good loop or symbiosis kind of thing, where waste product of different industries are used by another industries as resource or as for cooling purpose. Okay, so this I was talking to you that most of the companies are now going for sustainability reporting. They're not only going, initially like we were only worried about economic performance of any company, but now companies are going for environmental and social performance as well, and that is called triple bottom line approach. And most of the companies, those leading companies in abroad and in India, they are going for sustainability reporting. They are following some guideline that is called as GRI, which is developed by Netherlands. And companies are also going for eco-labeling and green image to attract more investment funders from other countries. They invest more in the companies which are having green image or which are showing ecological performance or environmental performance. They go for, like, they usually they try to go for carbon negative. They try to reduce greenhouse gases in their different operations. They try to use renewable energy, then water positive, rainwater harvesting, watershed, waste management, etc. Then they also go for green purchase policy. Most of the companies now, they are adopting green purchase policy, and they also see whether their supply chain is following these environmentally friendly practices or not. They also see their forward and backward linkages, whether they are going eco-friendly or not, and they encourage them to do that. And all these factors are reported in sustainability reporting, so they get visibility in national and international level. And one thing is they get green image. So many customers now in India, we are not much bothered about whether this company is eco-friendly or not. We never think, अरे ये product Reliance का है तो इसको नहीं लेना है, और ये Tata का है तो we have to take it. Sorry to take names, but then that is the truth. Like the companies which are not environmentally or ecologically or ethically responsible, we don't bother. Whatever is cheaper, we just go for that, right? But if you see in foreign countries, they go for eco-friendly or ethical companies. Actually, we also must follow that. If we follow that, then only we can in way promote environmental or ethical responsible behavior of that company, right? Even I want to tell you, all of you are going to become MBA and going to join companies. Please try to join ethical companies or environmentally responsible companies. Because of that, you are also promoting their environmentally responsible behavior. While joining companies, at the same time, consumers should buy products only for ecologically, environmentally, or ethically responsible companies. This trend has come in foreign countries or in abroad, but India, we are more busy with building statues and fighting over communal riot, this thing. Okay, so I'm telling you something here. I'm giving you some examples of sustainable companies. Now this is another joke, or what, I can't say. Indian tobacco company, okay, but though they are producing this all tobacco related products and cigarettes and all, they are doing excellent job in environmental conservation. Maybe they are guilty of doing that, but this company is not only producing cigarettes, they are also having many other products. Unfortunately, these products are not banned in India, so we can't say anything. But one thing I must say, this Indian Tobacco Company or ITC is carbon positive from last 15 years. You understand what is carbon positive, right? The carbon, how much they are emitting because of their different operations, more than that they are absorbing by different kinds of plantations. Carbon, they're sequestering twice the amount of carbon dioxide than that company. Suppose the company is emitting X amount of carbon dioxide, they are storing or absorbing 2X amount of carbon dioxide because of different kinds of agroforestry programs. Okay, they are also water positive. From last 18 years in a row, they are water positive because of rainwater harvesting. They are storing double amount of water than what they are consuming. So they are water positive. They also have got all this social and farm forestry, which has generated a huge CDM. That is a carbon, that is another big topic. I'll explain that to you some other time. And then they have almost zero waste discharge. They're recycling all the solid waste. From last 13 years, 100% recycling of solid waste. And more than 4 million, 400 is wrong. It is more than 4 million farmers are benefited by agricultural business or Chaupal. They call it as a Chaupal. That is a rural development business, this thing. Then Tata Motors also is, or Tata company is also one of the most ethical company, we must say. They are introducing cleaner engines and anti-pollution efforts they are taking, miniature forests, water management. They are doing many rainwater harvesting projects and watershed management projects in villages. Even in Ahmednagar, they have this watershed trust, which is funded by Tata, watershed monitoring trust, I guess. Then the recycling oil, then Tata Steel, all the Tata companies this thing, they are doing excellent job in water conservation. Then they have whale shark conservation program in Gujarat. Then Cisco is another best example of sustainable this thing business, where they have found out this telepresence. Mostly they go for video conferencing and to reduce the GHG emitted, greenhouse gas emitted due to transport. And they also try to reduce greenhouse gases. Then Wipro, there is a reduction of GHG by employees. They promote, they give some incentives to employees, those who reduce their carbon footprint. Then they have a biogas plant and paper recycling. And then Mahindra and Mahindra is another example. The same thing, GHG reduction, waste reduction, and water consumption. Then Kirloskar brothers, they are in they have done excellent job in the front of wind energy. Almost, like you can say, 100% of the energy which they use is renewable energy. And they also use cement as a waste, like they reuse the cement for a fuel. Then Ashok Leyland has done value engineering to optimize use of steel. They use RO water, like they convert sewage water into RO water. Then they follow this green purchase policy. Green purchase policy is mainly how you can reduce your ecological footprint while purchasing products, how you can go for greener or cleaner products. Then they use battery operated forklift. So there are so many excellent examples, good as well as bad. You can also see these companies are most eco-friendly and they are doing sustainable business. At the same time, I can tell you companies who are least eco-friendly and who have spoiled our environment like anything. I don't want to quote in this forum, but I can tell you offline that how they are damaging our environment and how they are damaging the ecosystems, and how they're getting away with that. And same company, what they do, they damage environment of for example, like 5 crores or something, whatever. I'm just giving you some figure. And then they spend some 5 lakh rupees in some foundation name. We did this much plantation, but you have destroyed so many acres of lands because of your pipeline. You are not taking care of all law of this India. You are like this environmental this thing clearance, they obtain by giving money, by giving bribe. I'm really sorry I could not tell you my Danu story, but I will record and send you. That was a very interesting story, like how you can how the very nicely living or eco-sensitive area was spoiled by so-called development, and how they all the people suffered there. But definitely I'll record and send it to you. Subramani will share with you all. This initially, because of this technical problem, I just got a little nervous and I started telling very fast, and I missed so many things. But definitely I'll come once again to your college and give lecture. So this there are so many other examples, like Infosys. You can see like solar and public mass transport. And same thing I told, they also many companies, Nokia is also one more interesting company who try to recycle packaging, and they are like trying to do this cradle to grave approach, means from manufacturing to disposal they try to take care of all the management of environment. Then Intel, so Intel is also going for video conferencing, and they are linking in employees environmental performance with rewards. So if you are doing good in even in your personal way, they are giving you rewards. So in short, if we want to achieve a sustainable lifestyle, if we don't want our planet to die, and if we want to be sustainable on this planet, we have to adopt sustainable lifestyle. We have to avoid over exploitation of resources. Mainly we can reduce resources and reuse and then recycle. We don't have to follow Western unsustainable model of development blindly. We should not think whatever is what all West is doing is good. Bhutan model of sustainable development is excellent. I'll share the TED talk with you. You please watch that. And yes, our developing countries have to control their population and should not follow the materialistic lifestyle of developed countries. Developed countries, they have to reduce their consumption pattern. Then we have to have attitudinal change, because we are so selfish and we don't think about what is going to happen to future generation. At the same time, we don't think what is going to happening to our fellow beings or our neighboring countries or other species. So we need to change our attitude, then only we can achieve sustainability. Yes, green technology, people too much harp on green technology. Yes, I understand green technology is important, but green technology is not the only solution. We have to change our attitude. For example, now if I am having a thermal power plant and I know if I switch over to coal, definitely I'm going to get sorry, if I switch over to gas, definitely there will be less impact on environment. But I won't do that because coal is quite cheaper. So I need to change my attitude if I want to bring sustainability. This Bhutan, again, I have put this slide here. They are 100% organic. Their constitution itself says that 60% of the forest must be preserved, and they are not much into globalization, but they are producing huge amount of energy, renewable energy, and they're supplying to neighboring countries. One more thing I want to tell, that I just now told that human being is such a selfish species that they think everything is for me, but every single species has equal right to live on this species, and nature is supreme, and we need to understand that we are just a part of nature. Nature has already shown us by different calamities, and by even this corona incidents, we have learned the lesson that nature is supreme and we need to respect nature. Attitudinal change already I told you. This is a very nice story of how this Ubuntu word came among this African tribe. When African children were offered something to eat, one person, one fellow was given sweet fruit, and he said, "I don't want." And they all together they went and they distributed fruits together. So he says that I am because we are. So we need to understand that we are just a part of nature. So we need to respect nature if we want to achieve sustainable development. And policies and governance policies. And second thing, implementation of laws. We first of all, policies itself, they are like diluting. You might have heard recently they diluted this environmental EIA amendment, and EIA law itself they have diluted, and whatever laws are there also are not getting implemented, because there is no political will, there is lots of corruption, and environmental ministry is becoming environmental clearance ministry, means they are just clearing all the forest. So that is another major problem we are facing. We have got many international agreements, like we also had Kyoto Protocol, but which was a failure. So now we have Paris Pact. We have got some hope because in Paris Pact, people have taken interest voluntarily, and they are going to reduce their GHG emissions or carbon emissions voluntarily. So we have got some hope that there can be some good outcome because of this Paris Pact. But Kyoto Protocol was complete failure. Kyoto Protocol means many countries came together and they decided to reduce their emission levels by 2012. But US and many people just backed out. All these countries, they are main culprit, developed countries, but they are showing their muscle power and they are who is real culprit? Rich developed countries like US, because they consume and pollute a lot, companies that overexploit natural resources, or corrupt officials, or municipalities, or my neighbors. Yes, they all are, but no, it is not only them, it is also me, it is us. Yeah. So when we know that the root cause is my consumption, the waste that I create and throw out, and the corruption that I support indirectly, and the unsustainable or polluting nature of my work, my organization, or my company, when I realize that, I should also realize that if I am now part of the problem, how can I become part of the solution? So we have to become watchdogs. First of all, we have to bring changes in our lifestyle, whether it is professional or personal. And we are already spoke about this, that we are not, earth does not belong to us, but we are inheriting that and borrowing that from inheriting from ancestors and borrowing it from children. So these are some solutions by WWF, this thing that preserve natural capital, produce better, consume more wisely, redirect financial flows, and equitable resource governance. Means restore damaged ecosystem, halt the loss of pirate habitats, and reduce inputs and waste, etc. Consume more wisely and redirect financial flows, means value nature, account for social and environmental cost. For example, we say solar energy is costly, but we are not considering that environmental cost of non-renewable energy is much higher than solar energy. So they are telling you internalize social and environmental cost. Equitable resource governance. Yeah, so as I said, that reduce, reuse, recycle, conserve water and electricity. And whenever some environmental company is coming in your area, there will be public hearing. Like whenever you have to start any developmental project in any area, they have to conduct environmental impact assessment. And as a part of environmental impact assessment, they have to conduct public hearing. So usually we are so busy with our daily routine and our studies, and we never go and attend this kind of public hearings. So we must go and we should raise our concerns if there are any concerns regarding environment or our health issues. So usually what happens, these companies, they bring some gundas, some 150 gundas, they come truck full and they say manzoor hai, we are okay with this project, and then they get clearance. So we should be part of these all processes. We should understand laws. We should go and raise our voice. If there is any environmental destruction, we should go to police department or forest department and inform them. Then another things we can do at our personal levels, like conserve water, electricity, and do not buy leather and fur. So that what will happen if you don't buy leather, fur, or ivory? The demand of all these products will reduce and wildlife conservation will happen automatically. So how we can become environmentally responsible in our personal and professional life is most important, and we need to take steps towards that. So we also need to generate awareness among the society, visit natural forests and sanctuaries and feel the nature. It is not only malls which give you happiness, if you go to forest and sanctuaries and like spend some time, you feel wonderful, and that you can't really BNHSWW of Greenpeace. Hope you have environmental club in your college. So you can, if you don't have, you can start that and you can become ambassador of change. So are you ready to become young environmentalist? I think after this lecture, you must think over it. And there are two small videos. One is about like what is happening to these indigenous communities, how these developmental activities are harming their rights. So this song they have made during the protest. So they tell that I'm not going to leave my village. If you want to build dam or any developmental projects, it's okay, but this is my land and my livelihood is depending on this land. So I'm not going to leave my forest or my village. And they're telling you are drinking like Pepsi Cola, this, that water, and I am drinking some dirty. This very beautiful one video is there. Nikita, if there is a time, you can screen that video, Gao Chode Banahi. And then there is another video that is about what work I am doing about sustainable development for tribals. So those 2 minutes or 3 minutes videos are there. You please watch them. And I'm really sorry that I had to rush through the presentation because of all these technical glitches. And problem is I want to tell you so many things and time is so limited. So I was just running very fast. So let us watch those videos. And after that, if you have any questions, we will discuss. Is it okay, na, Nikita? Sorry, I have taken more time, but.
No, that's okay, ma'am. But is it okay if we share the videos with the bat
Videos
separately? Is it okay if we share the video with the bat separately, like
it is just
after the
2 minutes
session?
video. It will give them little idea about what we are doing work and all. I don't think they will watch later. Huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, in the meantime, could you please suggest some reports which we can refer to so as to convert an organization to make it more sustainable?
Okay, what kind of reports you are telling?
Any reports or case which has been done before, any means or measures or a standard protocol which is followed?
Yeah,
so as to
you can see sustainable reporting. You can see just if you type sustainable reporting GRI, and you can study Tata Motors report and then ITC report, and even Godrej Industries are doing very good job if you want to understand what is sustainable business and sustainability reporting. And you can see WWF's Living Planet Index report, Living Planet Index report, WWF's. You have to include sound while sharing. Ha, ha.
गाँव छोड़ब नहीं, जंगल छोड़ब नहीं, माय माटी छोड़ब नहीं, छोड़ब नहीं, गाँव छोड़ब नहीं, जंगल छोड़ब नहीं, राधा सूखी सूखी सुवर्ण रेखा, गंगा बनी गंदी नाली कृष्णा काली रेखा। यमुना सूखी नर्मदा सूखी सूखी सुवर्ण रेखा, गंगा बनी गंदी नाली कृष्णा काली रेखा। तुम पियोगे पेप्सी कोला बिसलरी का पानी, हम कैसे अपना प्यास बुझाएं पीकर कचरा पानी। हाँ भाई पीकर कचरा पानी। गाँव छोड़ब नहीं, जंगल छोड़ब नहीं, माए माटी छोड़ब नहीं, लड़ाई छोड़ब नहीं। मूर्खे थे क्या मूर्ख जो वे जंगल को बचाए, धरती रखी हरी भरी नदी मधु बहाए। मूर्खे थे क्या मूर्ख जो वे जंगल को बचाए, धरती रखी हरी भरी नदी मधु बहाए। तेरी हवस में जल गई धरती लुट गई हरियाली, मछली मर गई पंछी उड़ गई जाने किस दिशाएं। ओ भाई जाने किस दिशाएं। गाँव छोड़ब नहीं, जंगल छोड़ब नहीं, माए माटी छोड़ब नहीं, लड़ाई छोड़ब नहीं। मंत्री बने कंपनी के दलाल, हमसे जमीन छीनी, उनको बचाने लेकर आए साथ में पलटनी। मंत्री बने कंपनी के दलाल, हमसे जमीन छीनी, उनको बचाने लेकर आए साथ में पलटनी। अफसर बने हैं राजा ठेकेदार बने धनी, गांव हमारी बन गई है उनकी कॉलोनी। हाँ भाई उनकी कॉलोनी। गाँव छोड़ब नहीं, जंगल छोड़ब नहीं, माए माटी छोड़ब नहीं, लड़ाई छोड़ब नहीं। दिशा पुकारे एकजुट हो छोड़ो ये खामोशी, मछुआरे आओ दलित आओ आओ आदिवासी। दिशा पुकारे एकजुट हो छोड़ो ये खामोशी, मछुआरे आओ दलित आओ आओ आदिवासी। खेत खाली हाथ से जागो नगाड़ा बजाओ, लड़ाई छोड़ी चारा नहीं सुनो देशवासी। हाँ भाई सुनो देशवासी। गाँव छोड़ब नहीं,
You can stop it and show the other video.
माए माटी छोड़ब नहीं।
We don't have time, huh? Just that other video, it talks about what kind of projects we do for sustainable livelihood and sustainable business in tribal area. You will enjoy it. It is.
Singampatti, a tribal village located in remote forests in Sirwani Hills, is 35 kilometers away from Coimbatore city. The village consists of 45 households of Irula tribes. Tribal folks go for labor work or collect honey and other non-wood forest products seasonally. They rarely get regular job. Women find it very difficult to leave their children at home and go outside for labor work.
This is lantana camera. This is actually exotic weed invading species, which is invading in all the natural forests in Western Ghat, and you can also see it in Sirwani forest. And forest department is finding it very difficult to control. So we thought that we can take help of community to control this weed. Like we can mechanically cut this, uproot this weed. At the same time, we can provide them livelihood, so that we are giving them training to make furniture using this lantana wood. So you can see that there is a win-win situation. We are also conserving forest by removing this weed, and we are also like developing livelihood options for community by training them or by building their capacity in lantana furniture making. So far they have received some 45 days training in 3 villages. 70 tribals have got benefited by this training, and they have also started selling it in market with the help of like exhibitions. So we are generating livelihood options for them, and we are also conserving forests.
இல்லைங்க, ஏதோ தோட்ட வேலை கிடைச்சா மாசத்துக்கு இருந்து வந்தாங்க. வந்து இதே மாதிரி உண்ணி குச்சி இதே மாதிரி பொருள் எல்லாம் செய்கிறது அப்படின்னு கூப்பிட்டாங்க. நாங்கள் இந்த குச்சியெல்லாம் வேலை செஞ்சு இதெல்லாம் தாங்குமா அப்படின்ட்டு நாங்கள் இதை சரியாக நம்பலை. அப்புறம் நம்பாமல் இருந்தோம். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஒரு குரூப்பு 12 பேர் சேர்ந்தாங்க. சேர்ந்து அவங்க குச்சி போய் குச்சியெல்லாம் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்து செய்கிறதை பார்த்து எங்களுக்கும் ஒரு ஆர்வம் வந்துடுச்சு. இல்லை இது இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருக்குதெல்லாம் நாமளும் போய் செய்யலான்னு சொல்லி எங்கள்
What happened? You can little bit forward and you can show the furniture what they are making.
நல்லா வெந்த அப்புறம் எடுத்து கொஞ்ச நேரம் போட, ரொம்ப நேரம் போடக்கூடாது. அப்புறம் எடுத்து நிழல்ல போட்டு இதெல்லாம் எடுத்து நல்லா நிமித்தி ஸ்ட்ராங்காக நம்ம பிரித்து இன்னும் அதுக்கு என்ன பொருள் குச்சி உபயோகமாகும்னு சொல்லி அப்புறம் இந்த ஸ்டூல் அடித்தோம். இந்த ஸ்டூலுக்கு அளவு எடுத்து இந்த ஆளுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டூல் அடித்தோம்.
Furniture made of lantana is strong, durable, trendy, and eco-friendly. It looks exactly like cane furniture. However, it's half the price of cane. Marketing support will be provided to these tribal groups with the help of Tribes India, TriFed, and Amrita University.
Sorry for taking so long, but I thought I should give you all the glimpses of what sustainable development work we are doing in tribal area.
Ma'am, this lantana thing is a double-edged sword. If people commercialize it and start producing it commercially, whether in agricultural field or any other thing, then this invasive species will cover all the lands in every place.
Yeah,
Isn't
no,
it?
they're not doing that. And actually, what all lantana is there in the forest area, they're cutting and making furniture out of that.
If lantana becomes trendy, what stop the ITC from doing that commercially?
Yeah, they can.
Anyone else, any other commercial person is going to do it, right? The invasive species they are going to grow and make it. If it becomes trendy, it will become cheaper for them to produce it in mass at a field or something.
Yeah, but so far nobody has done that. Our intention was to save forests from this invasive species, and it is available in ample amount. So they don't have to really plant that. It is available so much everywhere. So they just need to cut that and use it. And forest department was looking for mechanical control. So we took help of this tribal people and allowed them to cut, because you can't go inside the forest, you need permission. So these tribals, they are living there, so forest department took their help to cut that lantana, and we gave them training to how to make furniture. What you are telling is right. If somebody starts in a commercial way, it can really become a problem, but so far nobody has got that idea, fortunately.
Maybe the quality is not as good as the bamboo one, or
No,
marketing is not
quality
done.
is very, very good. एक minute दिखाती हूँ. It is very strong, and can you see this? It is, you can't make out whether it is lantana or it is cane, and it is more durable, and it has got strength, and it has got some chemicals in lantana, so it does not require too much maintenance. You can't make out whether it is lantana or cane, and it is stronger than cane, because cane sometimes inside it is hollow, this is more strong. If I show you, you will not be able to make out whether it is lantana or cane. Any other questions?
Can we connect you on a future project? I'm looking into sustainability, how to convert organization.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll connect to home.
Ma'am, we'll be sharing your mail ID to our batch. So
In
if
my
anyone
presentation
wants to
also,
follow,
I had shared all my details. My
we'll be
my mail is
sharing
mayaenviron@gmail.com. mayaenviron@gmail.com. Maya Environ. It's easy to remember. Hope I have not messed up so much, because I got little tensed because of all this technological problem and I rushed through. Hope you got all the points what I wanted to say. And if there is any confusion or if there is any you may feel free to ask me, because I was running very fast. So I don't know whether I made all the points easy to understand, or if there is anything you think you did not understand, or anything, if you need more clarity, please feel free to ask.
Ma'am, we have just one more question from Movita Kumar.
Yeah.
Ma'am, do we have time for Q&A? We have
We have. I don't have any hurry. I can sit for 1 more hour. You people, if you are not tired, you can keep asking.
Your enthusiasm is very impressive, ma'am. Actually, this is from Harikrishna. He is actually a student of Amrita, and he was part of Nature Club as well. And he says, I have participated in various treks and nature walks organized by you. Hence, I would like to ask you, what is your secret to your undying enthusiasm in the days where your work fatigue and burnout is often talked about? I understand that even the biggest of the trees grow from the tiniest of seeds. Was there any specific incident or anecdote from your formative years that led to choose this path?
Actually, I am nature enthusiast, and from my childhood, and I was a very brilliant student, and I had scored very high marks in 12th, but I had decided not to go for, because usually, there are only three streams: engineering, medicine, or management. So I had made decision that I will only go for botany or environmental science, and it is all my passion for nature and social work which made me to choose this field. Yes, and I have worked in forest areas for last some 15-20 years. So I love nature, and I like to work with in nature and with people, and like underprivileged people. But very nice to hear this. What is his name you said? Hari? I could
He's
not
Hari
understand.
Krishna B. He's actually Hari Krishna B.
Huh?
He's actually senior of Subramaniam. Hari Krishna B.
Okay, Hari. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, due to the time constraint, we'll end the session here. I'll send you the remaining questions and you can answer them.
How many questions are there?
Around 4-5, I think, ma'am.
So can we take five more minutes? I will answer because this is actually more important part than my lecture. So I would like to interact with people, students. At least we can take one or two, which you feel
Sure.
we are important.
Sure. Next question we have Subramaniam. Most of the businesses require raw materials from the earth, and while the resources we might use be renewable, the process might have some harmful effects. Example, the medicine industry. In case of such an essential industry, how can we balance our priorities?
No, I could not hear. Which industry?
Medicine industry.
Medicinal industries.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So see, if you want to take plants, definitely you need to plant them again. Like you have to allow earth to regenerate. That is one way of balancing. Like for example, he wants to say that plants extracting for medicinal industries, right? That is his question. Medicinal industries only he's telling, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So see, even in Wayanad, we had one project that was a sustainable harvesting of medicinal plants. So we used to train tribals or indigenous people that how to harvest these plants sustainably. And we had also told them to have some area as a gene pool or conservation area where they were not supposed to go and collect anything, so that plants were kept for regeneration and for regrowth. So definitely whenever we are taking something from nature, we should allow nature to allow or give some time for nature to regenerate. Even in forest, that there is a concept called selective felling. So we don't cut all the trees. We cut trees selectively and then allow other trees to grow. So that is the sustainable way of extracting or collecting medicinal plants. Any one question you can take, Miss? I don't have any problem, but if you are tired, at least you can take one or two questions.
We have a question from Anurag in the chat. How important is population control for sustainable development and demand-driven growth? Can population control policy work?
Yeah, I told in my slides, like from beginning, that population control is very, very, very important, at least for developing countries. In developed countries, population control is not a problem, but their problem is their consumeristic lifestyle. But in our country, or underdeveloped country or developing countries, population growth is must to achieve sustainability. Because as I told you, carrying capacity, we have a limited carrying capacity, and if the population grows at this rate, definitely it is going to be a big problem, because resources are limited. Anything else? I am not
I
able
think
to see
that's
the chat. Wait, I'll see.
probably he messaged the co-host. I think that's it for the questions, ma'am. If anything else, we'll ask the batch again. We'll reach out to you. We'll share the PPTs as well and the videos and
Yeah. And
the
I
mail
will
ID also.
just, yeah. I'll put my mobile number and just in here. Shashwat Jain, we can, but it is costlier than the natural. And what exactly you want to say?
I think he dropped off due to he asked the same
Okay,
question.
fine.
He was the one who was asking the
Okay.
question.
Okay, ma'am, we'll end the session here. Ma'am, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much for this captivating session. We really thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and sharing your invaluable insights with us today. All of us have a lot to take away from this session. We'd especially like to thank you for shedding light on important social issues and helping us understand that without environmental growth, we can't have societal or economic growth. We'll remember these lessons as we move into the corporate world as well. We wish we could have hosted you in person on our campus, and we hope we can do that really soon. Once again, ma'am, on behalf of IIM Trichy, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for this engaging and insightful session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to interact with all these youngsters.